Good morning. It's the 1st of August, just one more month of summer. And one of the biggest wellbeing issues in the news right now is equality. And of particular note over the last few weeks, actually months and years, is gender equality and misogyny. And I want to ask a question, and that is, how do we raise one gender without diminishing the other? I published an article a few weeks ago called Let's Talk About Men, with this question exactly in mind and at the core, in fact, of the article. A lady called Zoe Skaman, founder of marketing and ad agency Bodacious, published a blog called Mad Men and Furious Women a couple of weeks ago that went immediately viral. The blog was inspired by a meeting Zoe had with another female strategist who was new to London, and their conversation landed on who to avoid in ad agency land from a female safety perspective. The blog shares many examples of extremely poor and sometimes criminal behaviour of men toward women. Zoe's intention is to end the behaviour that she feels the Me Too movement has still made little difference to. She wants to improve, and actually not improve, she wants to transform the safety and equality of women in the advertising industry. Now, just hold that thought. A week ago, it was reported that two male creative directors in ad agency JWT, a famous one, won a sex discrimination case against their employer. They had raised concerns after a new female director joined the company with a vision to obliterate, and that's a direct quote from what she said, to obliterate the reputation of the company as being full of white, British, privileged, straight men. After raising concerns, they were made redundant a couple of days later. So let me ask that question again. How do we raise one gender without diminishing the other? The question is not only relevant to ad agency land, but many, many other industries too. And there is a pendulum swing that seems incapable of nuance. The real story behaviour that Zoe describes is appalling, but so too is what happened to the two men at the ad agency JWT. I'm asking myself and others, what will the repercussions be of a continuation of this approach when seemingly one gender is literally pitted against the other? And I've been musing and discussing different perspectives around the subject. What if it isn't really about gender? Within each of us, whether we're male or female, there is a balance of masculine and feminine, of yin and yang. And aren't we all searching for wholeness, peace, navigating between right and wrong, dark and light? And that's happening within every single one of us, no matter our gender. And I was discussing this with the Impetus Hub Fellows this week. Aspirationally, what is desired and preferred is a societal norm that makes the sort of behaviour previously described completely obsolete. And having discussed with many folks this week, we landed on three influential aspects and three threads for consideration. So first, the influential aspects: social conditioning, influence and desire to fit in, and taking or not the easy option. And the three threads for consideration: cultural norms, number one, the ethos and values we choose to live by, breaking old and shaping new habits, and number three, formulas of now and tomorrow in the workplace, within families, schools, and the community. And in answer to the original question, of course, there is no answer, there's only more questions. How do we raise one gender without diminishing the other? Is it a more gender neutral approach? Is it about intentioning a culture where men call out men and women call out women for poor or unacceptable behaviour? But whatever it is, something has to give, because the repercussions of such extremes will never create peace and harmony. And I hope that if you've listened to this, that you'll take those discussions back to your workplace, your families, your communities, and your friendship circles. Thanks very much for listening. Bye-bye.